we already created up to this one. We created XML file we created, and we converted that XML file we converted into view object we converted. Now what we are doing is whatever the UI components are there in the individual XML file, we are getting the UI components we are getting from the individual XML file. Okay. Now here to this image view component, we have to specify the actual image you have to specify. For this image view component, we have to specify the actual image you have to specify, which is available in this sample underscore images folder. We have to specify actual image which is available in the sample underscore images folder. Okay. So globally, we already specified the path. We already specified up to this sample underscore images. We specified the path we specified. Up to what? Up to sample images folder. This is a root folder, main folder. Inside the folder, it contains lot of files, lot of images, and we stored all the images. We stored into one string array. We stored. What is the array name? Files is the array name. Okay. Now let's see here. I want to get the individual file path. I want to get string. I'm specifying the path. I'm specifying new path is equals to path plus, meaning up to the sample images folder. Up to what? Up to the sample images folder. This is a root path. In this path, new path is equals to path plus files of position. New path is equals to what? Path plus files array of position had to specify. Okay, so files array of what? Position. Now we have to convert this one into a file object. We have to convert. So file new file is equals to new file of, let's specify the path here. New path is specified. Okay, so basically we want to present the data we want to present. Just we created a syntax we created in the XML file. Now on top of it, just we want to present the data we want to present. So basically this is a root path, meaning up to sample images folder, and we are getting the individual all the file names we stored into an array. We stored array name is nothing but files is array name. See, for this getView method, see what is the input parameter for this getView method? Position is one of the input parameter. Position is one of the input parameter for this getView method. Okay, so we are passing the position we are passing. So based on the index, we are getting the individual file we are getting from the array. See, all these file names, how many files are available in the sample images folder? All these files we stored into an array we stored. Okay, what I'm doing is now I'm getting the individual file I'm getting the individual file I'm getting from the array. I'm getting the individual file. File f is equals to new file of, specify the path. Okay, now this file object we have to set to the image view component. We have to set. Initially, yesterday while you are creating, we specified some dummy image. We specified this cycle image is specified. Now in place of this, we want to set the actual image. You want to set original image. So in the adapter class, image view dot, there is a method called set image URI is a method to set the image from the path. To set the image from the path, image view dot set image URI is a method. Image view dot set image URI is a method. Here we have to specify URI dot from file is a method. URI object dot from file is a method. Specify the file object here. This new file. So for setting the image, if you want to set any image, if you want to set to the image view component, if the image is available in the storage path, we have to use this method. We have to use image view dot set image URI dot from file of, let's specify the file object. Okay, which file you want to set. The next thing is nothing but we create a text view component, right? For the text view one component, basically it's a name. First thing is a name, second thing is what? File size. For this name text view component, I want to set the file name. I want to set text. I want to set the text. I want to set for the text view one component, text view one and text view two components. For text view one component, I want to set the file name. I want to set. So if you want to set the file name, let's specify files of For text view one component, I want to set the file name. I want to set for text view one. For text view one component, I want to set what? The file name I want to set for text view one component. And for text view two component, I want to set the file size I want to set. For text view two component, I want to set what? The file size I want to set for the text view two component. So let's specify here new path, new file object dot length. This size is a second text view component. Size dot set text of new file dot length. If you call this file dot length object, if you call, you'll get the total file size. You'll get in bytes. You will get, but the set text method will accept the string type of data. So that's why what I'm doing is just I'm adding on string. I'm adding automatically. If you add any string, if you add automatically that number is going to convert into what? Into string format. It's going to convert, right? Okay. So basically, we'll get the length. You'll get in bytes. You will get. That's why I'm specifying explicitly. It's a bytes. Okay. The image we are setting to the image view component. Image we are setting to the image view component. File name we are setting to the text view one component. File size we are setting to what? Text view two component we are setting that file size. And we get a delete button also we created. We created a delete button we created, and we are getting the delete button also we are getting into custom adapter. Now this delete button, use this delete button dot. There is a method called set on click listener. This delete button dot set on click listener. Set on click listener. For this on click listener, this delete button dot set on click listener, the input parameter for this on click listener method is nothing but object of on click listener is the input type. What is the input type for this method? Object of on click listener is the input parameter. Okay, just specify this one. Object of on click listener. So button is having a click event. So programmatically, if you want to configure the click event, how will you configure? This button object dot set on click listener. So here we have to specify the object of on click listener object. We have to specify. Just click on this on click listener. Okay. So here write the logic. What are the logic you wants to perform? Whatever the logic you wants to perform when the button is clicked, write the logic in this delete button. Write the logic in this delete button. Simple. I want to remove that file. I want to remove. New file is there, right? Which option, which file the user is selected? That file I want to remove here. New file dot delete. That's it. New file dot delete. But the file will not remove here. We specified new file dot delete, but the file will not be removed. Reason is nothing but why the file will not be removed is uh, without any user permissions, we cannot access the device storage information. We cannot access. Of course, you can read without any permissions, but if you are doing any modifications on the storage, like for example, you are doing some updations or deletions, if you are performing these type of operations, if you are performing, okay. So what we had to do is we had to take the permissions we had to take from the user. If you are doing any modification or deletion, these kind of operations, if you are performing on the storage, we had to get the permission we had to get from the storage. So open this manifest.xml, open the Android manifest.xml in our project. You can find a folder called manifest is a folder name. In this manifest, open this Android manifest.xml file. Open this Android manifest.xml. In this manifest.xml, on top of this application tag, on top of the application tag, on top of the application tag, so we'll add a permission, we'll add that is users permission, Android colon name is equals to write external storage. This permission we have to add in manifest.xml file. In Android manifest.xml, so we had to add this permission, we had to add users permission Android colon name is equals to Android dot permission dot write external storage. Okay, this permission we have to add in manifest.xml. Then only we can access the storage information we can access. Otherwise, we cannot access the storage information we cannot access. Okay. Now let's run the application and see. Let's run the application. Samsung device. So got the output. Just okay. So this is original data actually. This is the original data. In my phone internal storage, sample images is a folder. Sample images is a folder. In my device, internal storage, we are getting all the list of files we are getting, and we are presenting the data we are presenting on a ListView component. We are presenting the data. We are presenting the data we are presenting on a ListView component. We are presenting the data. Okay. Data we are presenting on what? The ListView component we are presenting the data. The file name and file size. File name and file size. Okay. Even if you press this delete button, for example, just for demo, what I did, I created a folder I created called sample images, and I placed some files I placed in the sample images folder. Even while you are testing, also you have to do the same thing. Just place some images, some dummy images into that some folder, images or some folder. Just specify the path and try to read the list of files from that path. Okay. Concept is important. This custom adapter. Okay. Now here the requirement is image is displaying, file name is displaying, file size also displaying. So when you click the delete button, it has to remove that file. It has to remove. For example, I'm selecting this camera button. I'm selecting this camera is there, right? I'm selecting this delete button. I'm selecting here. Once you select this delete button, so what I'm doing is I'm selecting this delete button. I selected. Button is selected, but the file is not removed. Still, file is there on. Understand it, right? So once if you select the delete button, basically internally file will be removed, but the file is still visible here. Internally file will remove, but it is still visible. Just close the app and open the app again. Close this app and open the app again. What is the project name is specified? ListView custom dynamo. Yeah. See the camera image is removed. We said a delete button is selected and the file is going to be removed. See that camera image is removed. The camera is what? It's already removed. Okay. For example, immediately I want to get that effect. Whenever I press a delete button, immediately the file has to remove. Immediately it has to remove. Okay. So for this one, what we are doing is in the main activity class, just create a method call. We'll create a method called public void refresh is a method. I'm creating a method. I'm creating called what? Refresh is a method. Where I'm creating this refresh method in the activity class. In refresh method, what we'll do, just ListView.set adapter of use this adapter object again. ListView.set adapter of specify the adapter object. Okay. Now we create a method called what? Refresh method. In which class? Main activity class. Okay. This main activity class contains a static variable. Yesterday we created this variable. We created static main activity variable. Okay. Now here in the adapter class, after removing the file, just what we'll do, use this main activity object dot activity, one static variable for that particular class, contains a method called refresh the method. So I'm calling the refresh method. I'm calling. Meaning, what is happening? First data is displayed. Data is displayed on the ListView component. Data is displayed on the ListView component, and internally we are removing the file we are removing. After displaying the data, we are removing the file we are removing. So, but this still the display is there. That's why what we are doing is after removing the file, we are recreating the adapter. We are recreating again. So you'll get the updated data. You'll get every time. So let's run the application. In the activity class, we created a method called refresh method. We created in the activity class. Okay. In this refresh method, just we are setting the adapter. We are setting again. Dot set adapter. Just we are calling that refresh method. We are calling after removing the file. Okay. Now app is installed. Let's see here. For example, now I'm removing this second image. I'm removing now. Just click on this delete button. So the file is removed and immediately the data is refreshed here. And select this delete button. The file will be removed and immediately the data is also what? Refreshed. Selecting this antenna symbol. Okay. So now the file is removed and immediately the data is what? Refresh the data. Okay. This is the ListView component with what? ListView component with custom adapter. ListView component with what? Custom adapter. Okay. I don't know whether you understand or not because it's difficult to understand at the first time. Okay. So that's why I told you, right? We'll discuss two times. Two times I'll explain this ListView component with custom. I'll repeat again. ListView component is used to present the data in a vertical format. If you want to present some data, if you want to present in a horizontal format. So here, I want to present some list of items I want to present. Let's take example for demonstrating this gallery. My phone internal storage. My phone internal storage contains a folder called in my phone internal storage. It contains a folder called external SD card I'm taking, meaning external card. In our last class, we seen the internal storage, right? In our last class, we seen the internal storage we seen. Now I'm specifying the ext SD card. Ext SD card means external storage. Memory card is there, right? If user insert the memory card, external SD card. So here S is capital and C is capital. In my phone, external SD card, it contains a folder called video songs is a folder name. A video space songs is a folder. In this path, in my phone, this path is available. In my phone, this path is already available in my phone. Slash storage ext S is capital and C is capital. In this location, external SD card, video songs is a folder name. This video songs folder contains some list of videos. This video songs folder contains what? Some list of videos. It contains some list of videos. It contains some list of videos. My requirement is I want to present the data I want to present on a gallery component. So what is this UI component? It's a gallery component. What is a UI component? It is a gallery component. My requirement is on top of gallery, I want to present the individual data I want to present like this. Here I want to display the video preview I want to display here and the video file name. The video preview and video name. The video name I want to display, but here it's a checkbox. What we'll do is here this one will take as a checkbox we'll take. I want to display the video file name I want to display here and here it is a checkbox. Okay. Here for presenting the video preview, for displaying the video preview, there is a UI component called video view is a UI component. What is a UI component mean? Video view is a UI component. For presenting the videos, there is a UI component called video view is a UI component. Like this, how many videos are available in my phone that specific path? Like this, how many videos are available in the specific path? I want to present all the list of video files I want to present here. Like this, how many videos are available in the specific path? I want to get what? All the list of video files I want to get. I want to get the all the list of video files I want to get here. I want to get all the list of videos I want to get. Like this, how many videos are available in that specific path? Sample images. I want to get what? All the list of video files I want to get. And I want to present the data in a horizontal format. I want to present the data. Vertically, if you want to present the data, then use ListView component with custom adapter. Horizontally, if you want to present any data, then use gallery component with custom adapter. So when user tick the checkbox, then we have to start playing the video file. When user untick the checkbox, then we have to stop playing the video file. I'll repeat again. When user tick the checkbox, then we have to start playing the video file. When user untick the checkbox, then we have to stop playing the video file. Tick the checkbox to start playing the video file. Untick the checkbox to stop playing the video file. This is a requirement. This is a requirement. And for creating this one, the individual item. For creating this individual item, we use what? A custom adapter concept we use. This is one individual item, right? This is an individual. This is an individual item. For this individual item, we will create by using what? Custom adapter we use. This is one individual item. For creating this, we use what? Custom adapter concept we use. This is one individual item. This is one individual item, and this is one individual item. So for this one, we'll create what? A custom adapter concept we'll create. We'll create a custom adapter. Okay, let's see how to work with this custom adapter, a gallery component with custom adapter. Let's create a new project. File new, a new project. Specify the project name. I'm specifying the project name as gallery test is a project name. I'm specifying the project name is what? Gallery test is a project name. Next. Okay, next. Take an empty activity here. Empty activity. And finish. We create a project we created. Gallery test is a project name we created. Okay. So now here first in activity XML file or activity XML file. So here let's create a gallery component here. We'll create what? A gallery component we'll create here. So here first I'll turn the orientation. I want to see the device in a landscape format. I want to see here. Just turn the orientation from portrait to landscape. I turn the device orientation. I turn to what? Landscape. I turn the orientation. Orientation I turn to what? Landscape I turn the orientation. Now in this one, let's open the XML file here. Relative layout. First I'm taking the linear layout. I'm taking the main UI group. I'm taking as a linear layout. We don't require this tools attribute with height match parent by match parent. Okay. So apply the orientation attribute horizontal. Now inside this linear layout, we'll create a gallery component. We'll create. I'm specifying width is match parent and height is also match parent. Occupy the entire screen width and screen height. And we require this component into Java code. That's why I configured the ID I configured. What is ID I configured? Gallery 1 is ID I configured. So select this design. Select design here. So to show you how it will display on the screen. So just we created one. We created a linear layout component we created. We created linear layout component we created. And we created a gallery component we created in linear layout. In linear layout, we created what? A gallery component we created. And what is ID we specified? Gallery 1 is ID we specified for this gallery component. GAL1 mean gallery 1 is ID we configured for this gallery component. Okay. Now we had to get this gallery component, we had to get into our activity class, we had to get. Open your main activity. In the XML file, we created a component called gallery component, we created in the XML file. In XML file, we created what? A gallery component we created in the XML file. Let's get the component into your activity class. Gallery is equals to gallery find view by id r.id dot gallery. In the XML file, in our activity XML file, we created a gallery component we created, and we are getting that gallery component we are getting into what? Into activity class we are getting the gallery component I'm getting into what? Into activity class I'm getting. Next. On top of this gallery component, I want to present the data in this format. I want to present the data. This is one individual item. This is one individual item. Like this, how many items are there available in the specified path? I want to get all the list of files and I want to present in this format. I want to present. For presenting the data in this format, we'll create an XML file. We'll create a custom adapter concept. We'll create. For presenting the data in this format, we'll create what? A custom adapter. We'll create. Okay, let's create a custom adapter. If you want to create a custom adapter, the first step is we have to create a class. We have to create, just right click on this package. Let's create a new Java class. Specify what is the class name, and specifying the class name as my adapter is a class name. And specifying the class name as what? My adapter is a class name. If you want to create a custom adapter, the class should be subtype of. If you want to create a custom adapter, the class should be subtype of base adapter is a class name. If you want to create a custom adapter, the class should be subtype of base adapter is a class name. This is the first step to create a custom adapter. Public class my adapter extends base adapter. It's an abstract class. This base adapter is an abstract class which is having four abstract methods. Let's provide the implementation for that four abstract methods. Implement the methods, which contains four abstract methods: get count, get item ID, and get view. These are the four abstract methods in the custom adapter class. Get count, get item ID, and get view. These are the four abstract methods in the custom adapter class. Okay. So automatically, once if you'll get the error, you'll get here. Once if you click on the error, automatically you'll get the implementation. You'll get for all these methods. You'll get the implementation. You'll get. Now here in this get count method, we have to specify how many items you wants to present. That items count we had to specify in the get count method. You want to present 10 items or 20 items or 30 items. How many items you wants to present, that count we had to specify in the get count method. We had to specify that one. Okay, so first let's specify the path and try to get the list of files from that path, and we'll specify the size, we'll specify the return type to this get count method. Specify the path here. String path is equals to, I want to get the list of files I want to get from this path. /storage external SD card, ext SD card, S is capital and C is capital. In this external storage, in my phone, there is a folder called video space songs is a folder name. In my phone, this is a path. In this path, some video files are available in this path. It's a normal string object. We cannot perform the file operations. We cannot perform on this string object. It's normal string object. We cannot perform the file operations. We cannot perform on the string object. That's why we had to convert this string object. We had to convert into file object. We had to convert. Let's convert this string object into a file object. File f is equals to new file of path. Let's convert this string object into what? Into a file object. Now here, there is a method called f.list is a method. If you call this list method, you'll get the list of files you'll get from the specific path. Return type of this method is nothing but string array is a return. Return type of this method is what? String array is a return type. That's why we are holding all the files we are holding into an array. We are holding, what is array name? Files is the array name. Files is the array name. Now here in the getCount method, let's specify files.count. In getCount method, let's specify files.length. Meaning how many files are available in the array. How many files are available in the array? We are returning that file size we are returning here, count. GetCount files.length. How many files are available in the array? That files length we are specifying here. The getCount method. The next important method is nothing but this getView method. The next important method is nothing but this getView method. See, what is the return type of this getView method? Return type of this getView method is nothing but view object is a return type of this getView method. Return type of this getView method is nothing but view object is a return type of the getView method. View object is a return type of getView method. View object is a return type of the getView method. Okay, now here in the getView method we had to specify the user interface. We had to specify in which format you wants to present the user interface. We had to specify in the getView method, but here it is taking the view object. I mean, it is asking to programmatically create the user interface, but it's very, there are, yesterday we already discussed, there are two challenges are there. One is you have to write a huge amount of logic you have to write, and second thing is complex UI you cannot create, programmatically you cannot create. That's why we prefer to use a XML file. Let's create an XML file. Right click on this resource folder, select this layout folder, right click on this resource layout, create an XML file, a new layout resource file. Right click on this layout, a new resource file, specify the file name. My file name is individual view is a file name. What is the file name? Individual view is a file name, indview. Okay, and we are taking the main UI group, we are taking as a linear layout, we are taking the main UI group. Individual view is the XML file. Individual view. So now in this XML file, in the individual XML file, our requirement is we want to present the data we want to present in this format. We want to display one video view component we want to create. We want to create a video view component we want to create, and below of the video view component, I want to create a checkbox I want to create. I want to create a video view component I want to create, and below of the video view, I want to create what? One checkbox component I want to create below of the video view component. So in linear layout, vertical orientation, so we'll create a video view component we'll create. I'm specifying width is 200 dp and height is 200 dp. Width is 200 dp is the 200 dp and height is also what? 200 dp. Let's configure the ID for this one. ID is equals to video view 1 is ID I configured. I created a video view component I created in the XML file. I created what? A video view component I created in the XML file. And below of the video view component, we'll create a checkbox we'll create. Width is also 200 dp. Height specify as wrap content. Height as what? Wrapped content. Let's configure the ID for this component because we require this component into Java. CB1 is ID I configured. Checkbox 1 is ID I configured. Okay. So we created a video view component we created. We created what? A video view component we created. Below of the video view component, we created what? One checkbox component we created below of the video view component. Let's specify some default text for this checkbox. For example, here we'll display what? The file name will display. Will display what? The file name will display. Okay. So we created a video view component we created, and below of the video view component we created what? One checkbox component we created, and by default we are displaying some text, we are displaying the file name we are displaying. Okay. Now the individual user interface completed. Basically, in which format you wants to present, we had to create XML file we had to create. This XML file we had to convert into what? This XML file, the individual XML file we created, but the return type of this method is nothing but view object is a return type. Return type of this method is nothing but view object is a return type. View object is what? View object is a return type. For this conversion, XML to view object conversion, there is a class called what? Layout inflator is a class. By using this layout inflator class, we can convert that XML user interface, we can convert into view object, we can convert. Okay. So now in your program, okay, UI part is completed. XML file is completed. Let's close the XML file, individual XML file. Now in the getView method, in which format you wants to present the UI, we had to get this view object you had to get, but before getting that view object, first create the object for layout inflator class. Create the object for layout inflator. Layout inflator dot from. Layout inflator is equals to layout inflator dot from. Specify the activity class object here. In which activity you wants to present this user interface, we had to specify that activity class object you had to specify. Layout inflator dot from. Now in your activity class in main activity dot java, let's declare a static variable. Let's declare a static variable, static main activity, activity. Why we are declaring this static variable? Because without creating an object, we want to access this variable. Without creating an object, we want to access this variable. We want to access without creating an object. That's why I declared a static variable. I declared. Let's initialize this variable in the onCreate method. In onCreate method, in onCreate method, let's initialize this variable. Main activity is equals to this. Main activity is equals to what? This I specified. So we get a gallery component we created. Initialize that gallery component. Gallery is equals to gallery of find view by ID. And in the custom adapter, we require this component. We require this class object. We require the activity class object. That's why we declared a static variable. We declared main activity of m activity is a variable name, and we are initializing that variable. We are initializing in the onCreate method. Now in the custom adapter class, layout inflator dot from, specify your activity object here. Main activity dot m activity. So we received the activity class object we required. Okay, we got the layout inflator object we got now. Now we got the layout inflator object we got. Now let's convert this XML file into view object by using this layout inflator class. View v is equals to inflator dot, your layout inflator object dot, there is a method called inflate is a method. Layout inflator object dot inflate is a method. Specify the XML file here, which XML you want to convert into view object. Let's specify the XML file. R dot layout dot individual view is the XML file. This individual XML file I want to convert into what? Into view object I want to convert. But there are two parameters are there. We have to pass the two parameters. First parameter is the XML file, and second parameter is nothing but the view group object. The view group object. This view group is an optional parameter. It's an optional parameter. We'll make it as null. The view group is an optional parameter. We'll make this view group object as what? Null will specify. Okay. So you'll get the view object you'll get. You'll get a view object you'll get, and the return type of this getView method is nothing but view object. We have to return that view object we have to return. Return type of this getView method is nothing but it's a view object. We have to return that view object we have to return. Okay. So done. If you run the application, okay, open your activity class, main activity.java, gallery component dot. Now we create a custom adapter we created. Gallery dot, there is a method called set adapter is a method. Specify the object of your custom adapter class name. Custom adapter class name is new my adapter. But one small thing here, before setting the adapter only, we have to initialize this main activity object. We have to initialize. Before setting the adapter only, we had to initialize this main activity object. We had to initialize. Otherwise, you'll get exception. You'll get null pointer exception. Okay. First, we had to initialize this activity object. You had to initialize first. Then after that, set the adapter. Gallery dot set adapter. Now let's run the application. See. Install the app in Samsung device. Now in the application, now you'll get the skeleton we created, just in which format you want to present. We want to create, this is what the app we created. We created a video view component we created, and below the video view we created what one checkbox we created. This is the first item. If you scroll and you get the second item, you'll get, you scroll, you get the third item, fourth item, like this. Okay. It's a gallery component with custom adapter. Once if you slide, you'll get the next value you'll get. Once if you slide, you'll get what? The next value you'll get. Right? Okay. So now here the requirement is, once if user tick the checkbox, you have to start playing the video file. When user untick the checkbox, then you have to stop playing the video file, you have to stop. This logic you have to write now. As well as if you observe here, the second file is overlapping on the first file. Second file is overlapping on the first file. Okay. So now here, first for this what we will do is, in the individual XML file, we'll apply some padding property. We'll apply so that so that you will not get that overlapping issue. You will not get. We'll apply some margin left property. We'll apply here. We'll apply a property called margin left. I specified 50 dp is the width I specified. So you will not get that overlapping issues. You will not get now, because you applied a margin property. You'll apply margin left of 50 I specified. Okay. Okay. So now here in the custom adapter class, now we have to specify the individual XML file contains two UI components, one video view component and one checkbox component. From the individual XML file, we have to get the two components. We have to get the video view component. Get the video view component. Video view is equals to video view of. There is a method called find view by ID is a method. But use this use this view object dot, what is the method name? Find view by ID. r.id dot video view 1. Get the video view component from the individual XML file. Get the video view component from the XML file, and next we have to get the checkbox component. We have to get. Next we have to get what? The checkbox component we have to get from the individual XML. Checkbox 1 is equals to checkbox view object dot, what is the method name? Find view by ID r.id dot cp1. Okay. From the individual XML file, get these two UI components into your adapter class. From the individual XML file, we are getting the video view component and checkbox component we are getting. Okay. Next, for the video view component, we'll specify the path. We'll specify the video view dot. There is a method called set video path is a method. Video view dot set video path is a method. Video view dot set video path is a method. Here we have to specify the video file path. We have to specify. Video view dot set video path is a method. Here we have to specify the path. We just specify the path, which file we want to play. That's it. Only the path is required. So globally we specified the path, right? Up to this video songs folder, the path is specified. So just specify path plus files of position. Inside that my video songs folder, get the individual file based on the position. We are specifying that video file path we are specifying. And for the checkbox component, checkbox dot, we want to set the text we want to set. cv1 dot set text. What is the set text you want to set? Only the file name. That file name I want to set. Checkbox component I want to set the file name. That file name I want to set for checkbox component I want to set. That's why you specified cv1 dot set text files of position. Just only we are setting the file name, we are setting for the checkbox component, we are setting the file name. Okay. The video view component we specified which video file you wants to play. Video path we specified, and checkbox component also we specified. The file name we are setting to checkbox component. When you want to play the video file, when user tick the checkbox. When user tick the checkbox, start playing the video file. When user untick the checkbox, stop playing the video file. This checkbox is having an event called checked changed event. I'll repeat again. Checkbox is having an event called checked changed event. To get that event, we had to configure this listener. We had to configure set on checked change listener. checkbox is having an event called checked changed event. To get that event, we have to configure this listener. We have to configure checkbox dot set on checked change listener. Set on checked change listener. The input parameter for this on checked change listener is nothing but object of on checked change listener is the input parameter. So let's create the object of on checked change listener class object. Let's specify the object of on checked change listener class object. We'll specify checkbox dot set on checked change listener. Let's specify the object of on checked change listener. Now in this on checked change listener, the second parameter is there, right? In this on checked change method, the second parameter is nothing but the boolean type is check. This boolean type will tell you whether user is selected a checkbox or user is untick the checkbox. Checkbox is having an event called checked changed event. I'll repeat again. Checkbox is having an event called checked changed event. Okay. To get that event, we configured a listener we configured called on checked change listener. To get that event, I configured a listener I configured called on checked change listener. So when user tick a checkbox, it's going to call this on checked change method is going to call, and one of the input parameter is nothing but this boolean type. This is checked is one of the input parameter. So let's write the logic here. If is checked, meaning if user is selected checkbox, then we have to start playing the video file. Video view dot start is a method to start playing the video file. Else, so video view dot stop. When user tick the checkbox, then start playing the video files. When user tick the checkbox, then we'll start playing the video files. When user untick the checkbox, then stop playing the video files. When user tick the checkbox, start playing the video files. When user untick the checkbox, then stop playing the video files. Okay, let's run the application now. Run the application. Let's see get the output or not. Okay, so we got the output we got, and this is a video view component. We get a video view component we created, and below the video view, if you see here, is showing the file name it is showing here, Chitra movie song. So what is okay? So once if you tick the checkbox, then it will start playing the video file. For example, I'm selecting this what is. So once if you select this tick box,
So hi, this is Mahesh, working as a senior software engineer on Java and Android related technologies.
So once if you uncomment this, once if you untick this one, then it will stop playing the video file. If you tick the checkbox, then start playing the video file. If you untick the checkbox, then it will stop playing the video file. Okay, so this is a video we this is a gallery component with custom adapter. Gallery component with custom adapter. So horizontally, if you want to present the data, if you want to present any data, then we use a component called what? Gallery component we use. Horizontally for presenting any data, we use a component called what? Gallery component we use to present the data. Okay, this is gallery component with custom adapter. Vertically, if you want to present any data, then go for ListView component. Horizontally, if you want to present any data, then use a component called what? Gallery component. Horizontally, if you want to present any data, then use a component called what? Gallery. One more thing is there called grid view component. So I hope you understand gallery, right? Horizontally, if you want to present any data, then use a component called what? Gallery component we use. So there is one more component called grid view component. Concept is same, custom adapter only we use, but if you want to show some data, if you want to show with a combination of rows and columns. I mean, in this format you want to show. Vertical you want to show as well as horizontal also you want to show. Then at that time, which component we use? Grid view component I use. I want to present the data. I want to present in this format. I want to present the data. I want to present some data. I want to present in this format. I want to present the data. So which UI component we have to use here? Which UI component we have to use? We have to use a UI component called what? Grid view component we have to use. So in this case, we had to use a UI component called what? Grid view component we had to use. Vertically if you want to present gallery. Vertically if you want to present list view. Horizontally if you want to present gallery. And if you want to present in both vertical as horizontal and both if you want to present, we use a UI component called what? Grid view component we use. Okay, just a small change in our same application. We have to make a small changes we have to make here. In activity XML file, in your activity XML file, in place of this gallery component, let's replace it with grid view. That's it. This is one change. In activity XML, in place of the gallery component, here I'm taking what? A grid view component I'm taking here. I'm taking the grid view component I'm taking. And for this grid view component, we have to specify the number of columns we have to specify. This is on mandatory attribute. Number of columns you have to specify for the grid view component. In how many columns you want to present the data? In 2 columns or 3 columns, in 4 columns, in how many columns you want to present the data? We have to specify that number of columns you have to specify. That number of columns I specified, 2 I specified. In how many columns I want to present the data? In 2 columns I want to present the data. In 2 columns I want to present the data I want to present in 2 columns. Okay. Next, in activity class, here we are getting the gallery component, right? In place of gallery, just replace with grid view. That's it. Remaining everything is same. Remaining everything is same. Wherever you find a gallery component, just make it to grid view. That's it. Remaining entire app is same. Let's run the application now. So if you want to present with a combination of both, I mean rows and columns, or vertical or horizontal, if you want to show the data, then we use this grid view component we use. Just I replace that gallery tag with a grid view tag. That's it. So this is nothing but grid view component. So vertically and horizontally both we got. I'll turn the orientation. I'll turn. It's a grid view component. We got in both formats. We got. It's a grid view format. We specified number of columns. We specified as 2 is specified. That's why you got only in 2 columns. We got. If we specify more, 3 if you specify, you'll get in 3 columns. You'll specify. Now when you tick that checkbox, it'll start playing the video for you.
So hi, this is Mahesh, working as a senior software engineer on Java and Android related technologies. So today, in this session, I'll explain you. So what is the definition of Android? My friends and my colleagues ask the question, Android is a programming language.
That's what the logic
So in
is
this
created
session, I'll
basically.
get a clarity on Android. What exactly?
So if you tick the checkbox, we'll start playing the video file. If you untick the checkbox, stop playing the video file. That's what the logic we return. So if you select the multiple checkbox, if you select, it will play all the videos it will select. Okay. This is a gallery component with custom adapter. So vertically, if you want to present, go with list view. Horizontal, if you want to present, then use a component called gallery. And if you want to present a combination of both vertical as well as horizontal, then use a component called what? Grid view component we use. Okay. So this is about the custom adapter concept. So already shown, right? Already the videos already available, already shown it. Just if you have any queries, just listen the